In this video, I'm going to show you my own technique for inserting Lacrisert, which is a medication for dry eye. I developed this technique because I found that the regular way of inserting Lacrisert that is described in the package insert wasn't actually the most comfortable way for me, and I developed my own technique that I actually find to be better and more comfortable and easier to do. So the first thing you have to do is to wash your hands thoroughly for 20 seconds with warm water, and in the end, when you're finished, dry your hands with a paper towel. The reason this is important is because you want your hands very clean when you're inserting the Lacrisert, because you're going to use your finger as the insertion device and not the applicator that comes with the package. So we're not going to use that. We're going to use our finger. I have already washed my hands, dried them with a paper towel. And so the next step is to put in a lubricating drop. I have some lubricating drops here. I like to use the kind that come in the sterile one-use type of packaging because they don't have preservatives, but any kind of lubrication drop that you want to use, probably not a gel, is okay. The reason I use one of these lubricating drops is that Lacrisert works best if you have moist environment that the Lacrisert goes into. And because those of us who use Lacrisert have dry eyes, it's likely that our eye is not the most moist environment. Therefore, inserting one of these drops ahead of time is actually very helpful. So in order to do that, I have to take off my glasses. And then I open the package. And I'm going to be demonstrating in my right eye, so I will just put one drop into my right eye. So there's the lubricating drop. Put this aside. If you were doing both eyes, you'd want a lubricating drop in both eyes. It doesn't have to be a second before you insert the Lacrisert, but I would say at least within 5 minutes, maybe before inserting the Lacrisert, that will provide the moisture that the Lacrisert does well with. So the next step after that is to open the Lacrisert package. This is actually the most difficult step, I find, because the Lacrisert, as you know if you've used it before, is very small, like smaller than a grain of rice, and it tends to bounce. So one has to do everything in slow motion. So I'm going to demonstrate here how to open the package. So it has a bumpy edge. You open the bumpy edge and the blue side is down. I hold it down already with my fingers here, and then hold the other end down because this prevents the package from jumping. So as you can see, if you come closer, I'm going to be opening this incredibly slowly, and I open it actually bit by bit. So that was actually faster than I normally go. Little by little, and you can see the Lacrisert is jumping already. And in the last step, when you let go of the top part, don't let it bounce too much, because that in and of itself can bounce the Lacrisert out. After this, you're going to be using your finger, as I said, so you want to wet your finger under running water. You don't want a drop of water on your finger, you just want your finger to be moist. When your finger is moist, you can use the finger as you would have used the applicator. Again, hold the package down, and then you can just pick up the Lacrisert on the tip of your finger. I hope you can see that. I'm trying to give you some contrast here for the Lacrisert on the tip of the finger. Now, you're going to be inserting the Lacrisert into this already pre-moistened eye. If you're like me and you can't see things up close, you want your glasses on until the last minute before you, or the last second before you insert. Then you have to take your glasses off, and what you're going to want to do is go to a mirror. Hopefully you're doing this all already in a place where you have the mirror handy. If not, the second time you do it, you'll do it in a place where the mirror is handy. What you want to do is pull out your lower eyelid. I'm going to have to face the mirror soon, but I'm demonstrating right now that you want to pull out your lower eyelid on the outer part of your face. And then, looking in the mirror, you're going to roll your finger. I'll demonstrate in the air. Roll your finger along the lower eyelid. So if you can see here in the mirror, you watched do it here, that I roll my finger along my lower eyelid. Now the next step, don't let go of the lower eyelid yet, is to look down and toward your nose. Look down and toward your nose, and then flop your lower eyelid back into place while you're still looking down and toward your nose, and then look straight. And then, if you're like me and you can't see up close, put your glasses quickly back on and check two things. One is check your finger. Make sure the Lacrisert is no longer on your finger. If it's not on your finger, it's in your eye. So that's a good step. Next, look in the mirror. Just look back and forth to see whether the Lacrisert is floating on your lower eyelid, because that sometimes happens. It happens even when you use the inserter that they provide with the package. And if that happens, don't panic. I'll demonstrate with this eye. All you do is pull your lower eyelid out, look down and toward your nose again, and then plop your eyelid back into place, and that will put that Lacrisert where it belongs. So that's the technique for inserting Lacrisert. I have to say that when I do it this way, I don't even feel it after I've inserted it. And the one other recommendation I would have is for getting the Lacrisert out. After the hours that you have wanted the Lacrisert in your eye, you want to take it out again. I find that sometimes it doesn't just pop out the way they describe in the video, and so instead I insert a lot of the lubricating solution. So again, I take one of these whole packages, hold my lower eyelid out, squeeze the entire package in, and then push up or tilt my face forward quickly, and the Lacrisert washes out. And I find that is an easier way to remove the Lacrisert. So I hope that you will give this technique a try if you like. I hope that you find it helpful. I actually have had great success with Lacrisert, and I really like Lacrisert as a medication. And I hope that you find this video helpful for inserting it in a way that's comfortable for you.